Welcome back, baseball fans. We are back for opening day 2012. We are on the 2012-13 seasons coming up here on this episode. And that means we are getting close to the final stretch of this baseball experiment. I don't know that we're going to be catching the Yankees record with just still 23 World Series wins. We haven't won one since 2000. We did make it back to the World Series not too long ago, the Championship Series. So we know there's some hope. We've retooled the team again to see what we can do. But going into this season, we'll see. We have Jimmy Rollins, Ryan Braun. We made a trade. He's at the end of his contract. He's a one-year rental for us. But we traded away Joe Kelly, Sean Armstrong, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Tejon Walker, which Walker might be one that we regret getting rid of. But we're going big. We feel like we can replace him in the long run. Or maybe, who knows, sign him back. We also have picked up, because we have a whole new outfield, we picked up Alex Rios to be center field, Sean Green near the end of his career. We also have Scott Podsednik back there as well. So 4 new outfielders. Christian Guzman is going to be our backup on the infield along with David Freese, who will get quite a bit of playing time potentially. And he'll be our DH as we go across to interleague play. The rotation is going to be Verlander again, followed by Adam Wainwright. Chris Sale is moving to the starting rotation this year. Zach Greinke and Chris Carpenter rounded out, with Rivera being the closer. Randy Choate is one of our new ones. Nathan Eovaldi, we've moved up. And Darren Dreifert, we brought in to be a reliever for us as well. So we're going to see how this season plays out. The Hall of Fame inductees were Randy Johnson with 99.2%, getting only 256 wins. In reality, he had 303, but he had 4,800 strikeouts and 4,300 strikeouts. So definitely underperformed in this run, which is really surprising. He was so good for us for so long as well. Look at the leading the strikeouts so much, but he never topped 300. While in real life, he did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So that's interesting to see, but it's 3 fewer games, but may or may not have made a difference. I don't know. We also had Kirby Puckett making the Hall of Fame because he had that extended run, just doing amazing, getting 3,500 hits, hitting 302, 400 home runs exactly, 1,700 runs and RBI. What a run. And Edgar Martinez making it on his second ballot, hitting 307 home runs, 1,300 RBI, 2,800 hits, a 70 WAR, really crushing it on the on-base percentage. In reality, he ended up with 2,200 hits and 309 home runs and 75 WAR. So right around the same type of performance. In this year, in reality, 2012 was won by the Giants, as I don't remember who they defeated. I think it was the Tigers, I believe. Verlander and Scherzer, if I remember right. And then you've got Cabrera won the AL MVP, as he also took home the Triple Crown. He was on the trading block. He still is. I thought about going for him, but we don't need another third baseman. In the National League, it was Buster Posey winning it. And in the Cy Youngs, in the AL, it was David Price for Tampa Bay and R.A. Dickey for the Mets, winning 20 wins and having a 2.7 ERA. In the AL, Rookie of the Year went to Mike Trout. And then in the National League, it was Bryce Harper. 2 huge stars in the making on their way. So we'll see what happens this time and if those will make an appearance or not. But let's go ahead and jump to the All-Star break. Well, this season is starting off well for us, 2012. We are 55-31, 1 game behind the Reds, 9 up on the wild card spot. So we're doing well there. The Phillies are 8.5 up over the Braves. And the Diamondbacks, as well as the Rockies, are tied 1.5 games up over the Giants. The Braves, though, do have the second wildcard spot. In the AL, it's Tampa Bay with 53 wins, 12 up over the Red Sox. The Twins are 5 up over the White Sox. The Rangers and A's are tied 0.5 game over the Mariners, while the White Sox and Royals are only 0.5 game up on the Rangers and A's and 1 game up over on Cleveland, Detroit, and Seattle. That is a tight race. As far as the league leaders go, Miguel Cabrera has hitting .352. Has 24 home runs, but Mark Trumbo has 29. Cabrera also has 83 RBIs, tied with Mark Trumbo. Desmond Jennings has 31 stolen bases, but Cabrera has a 106.9 OPS and a 4.4 WAR to tie him with David Wright. Scott Hairston has 27-game hitting streak. Ben McDonald and Johnny Cueto with 2.61 ERAs, while Cueto and Chris Medlin both have 10 wins. Cliff Lee sitting with 130 strikeouts, while Rafael Soriano has 23 saves. Lee also has a 3.6 pitcher WAR. In the NL, it is Mike Trout heading the way. They're hitting 373. Edwin Encarnacion, Evan Longoria, and Hanley Ramirez all have 24 home runs, along with Mike Trout apparently as well. Torrey Hunter has 76 RBI. Ichiro, 31 stolen bases for Miami. Mike Trout has a 1.152 OPS and a 7.5 WAR at the All-Star break. That is out of this world. What is his highest WAR? 9.1. That's insane. Torrey Hunter had a 27-game hitting streak, while Clayton Kershaw with a 1.75 ERA is beating out Verlander, but Verlander has 12 wins. Kershaw with 137 strikeouts, while Heath Bell and Kenley Jensen both have 20 saves. Rivera just went down with 4 to 5 week injury, so that's been unfortunate. Kershaw has a 4.8 pitcher WAR. As far as the All-Star festivities go, we have, Batista. Jose Batista gets the win over Mark Trumbo in the All-Star, or in the Home Run Derby, while the All-Stars go to Ben McDonald getting the start for the White Sox. He hasn't pitched. Ended up pitching 97. And in here, he's got 280 wins and 3,200 strikeouts. That is crazy. Okay. We've got Craig Kimbrell as well, Buster Posey, Albert Pujols, who has hitting 323 with 16 home runs, Ben Zobrist, Derek Jeter for Detroit, Troy Tulowitzki as well, and we've got Andrew McCutchen and Giancarlo Stanton. But Bryce Harper is there, hitting 290 with 10 home runs and just 34 RBI. In the NL, we have Clayton Kershaw getting the start. Verlander does make it for us. Rob Nin as well, while Rivera also makes it. Yadier Molina gets in there, but Mike Napoli gets the start. Prince Fielder gets the start. Robinson Cano over Aramis Ramirez, who's finally having a season we've been waiting for. Evan Longoria gets the start over Adrian Beltre, but Beltre again doing well for us. Jose Reyes at short. Ryan Braun, we traded for him. He's in the All-Star game, 15 home runs, hitting 281. We'll take it. Matt Holliday makes it again to show us what we're missing out on. Mike Trout, of course, does at center, and Jose Batista in right. So we're going to see how the rest of the season goes. Hopefully it's going to be with us making our way to the mountain summit one more time. It's been a while, so we'll see if we can do it. And we finally found our way back onto the top of the National League. 2 games behind Philly for the best record, but 101 wins, 3 games up. That's it over our rival, the Reds. Diamondbacks squeaking by over the Giants, but the Reds and the Braves both made the wild card spots. In the AL, it was Tampa Bay crushing the competition with 20 games up above the Yankees at 95 wins. Detroit holds off Minnesota, and Seattle holds off Texas as Minnesota and Texas took the wild cards. Whenever we get to the playoffs, it was, disappointing. So the wild cards, the Braves knocked off the Reds. We were able to sweep the Diamondbacks with Adrian Beltre picking up the MVP of the series. And then in 7 games, we made it a close one. Yadier Molina got it for us as he hit a home run in Game 7 to win us the NLCS and win the pennant and go up against the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series. And unfortunately, they took us out in 6 games, winning their first championship of this run through with Troy Tulowitzki getting the series MVP. But that was a good season for us, a very good season. And we're going to be making some changes on this next one because Ryan Braun is not going to probably be with us. Neither will Aramis Ramirez. Randy Choate actually did really well, but he's wanting quite a bit of money now, and we can just find somebody, I'm hoping, more like him. And we're going to be making some changes to see, but we have a more complete team. When Ramirez goes, we'll be able to find somebody more defensively sound. Sean Green's going to be coming back as a role player, if nothing else. Same with Alex Rios will still be there. So we've got some people. We're going to need to find a way to replace Braun. But before we go through the awards, actually, let's look at who won what. The batting title goes to David Wright, hitting 344. Mark Trumbo, 48 home runs, while Miguel Cabrera with 141 RBI. So no Triple Crown for Cabrera. He got close, though. Desmond Jennings, 48 stolen bases. Cabrera with the 1018 OPS still might get the MVP. David Wright with an 8.8 batter WAR. Hairston had 27-game hitting streak. And then Chris Medlin for Tampa Bay, picking up the ERA crown, and he gets the wins at 21. But Yu Darvish had 257 strikeouts. Jim Johnson had 42 saves, and Cliff Lee a 7-1 pitcher WAR. In the NL, it's Torrey Hunter hitting 341. Josh Hamilton had 43 home runs, and Torrey Hunter with 131 RBI. But Ryan Braun, it looks like that was a good move for us because he paid off. Jared Dyson had 50 stolen bases. Mike Trout with a 1004 OPS, slugged 603. And a 10-1 WAR. Scott Hairston and Torrey Hunter both had 27-game hitting streaks. Strasburg picks up a 2.01 ERA and 19 wins to tie with Verlander, and just loses out on getting a Triple Crown as Clayton Kershaw gets 254 strikeouts. Sean Marshall had 38 saves, and Kershaw with an 8.4 pitcher WAR. So that brings us to the first-year player draft. And it is Josh Hader, Chris Bryant, Jeff McNeil, Adam Frazier, Devin Williams, Tim Anderson, Cody Bellinger, Miguel Andujar, Hunter Harvey, and Tyler O'Neill as the top 10 prospects there. So let's go to the draft, and we are back to picking near the end, which means we are not going to get anybody good. Oh, Trey Mancini wouldn't be the worst. Actually, wouldn't be the best, but would not be the worst. You know, we could do something with him. Yeah, Nick Pivetta has some solid seasons here and there, relatively speaking anyways. Okay, let's jump into this draft and see what we've got. So let's see who goes off. And starting with Miami, they are going to take Devin Williams. Then we've got Josh Hader going to the Mets. The Padres pick up Hyunjin Ryu. Hunter Harvey to the Brewers. Tim Anderson goes to the Angels. Cody Bellinger slips to 6 for the Orioles. Chris Bryant then goes 7th with the Red Sox. Jeff McNeil to the Blue Jays. Joe Mantiply to the Astros. Tyler O'Neill goes to the Nationals. Julio Urias to the Yankees. Freddie Kachiki, Peralta. Then Chicago Cubs get John Gray. Pablo Lopez to Cleveland. Adam Frazier to the White Sox. Mike Mayers to the Giants. Lucas Sims to the A's. Jonathan Loisiga to the Arizona. Miguel Andujar goes to Texas. Nick Pivetta goes earlier than predicted to the Mariners. Austin Meadows to the A's. Luke Voit to the Rays. J.P. Crawford to the Braves. And they say we should take Nestor Cortez. That is one I could get behind. Let's consider that. Let's go check out the batters, see who's out there. Trey Mancini is the name to go with, it looks like. Hunter Renfroe. You know, I think is Ryan McMahon as good as I remember? He is solid. Play the infield. Now I think we'll take Cortez. And then Philadelphia is going to take Mitch Garver. San Diego gets Yanni Chirinos. Chad Green to the Orioles. Hunter Renfroe to the Red Sox. This is the supplemental picks, actually. Okay. Jojo Jimenez. And then the Astros get Adbert Alzolay. The Yankees get Willie Adames. Trey Mancini goes to the Cubs. Victor Gonzalez to the Pirates. Zach Littrell. How many supplemental picks are there? Alex Reyes. Oh, that would have been a good one to have, because this is before his arm just fell off. He could have been a good one. And then we've got Philadelphia gets Sam Auld, Detroit Tim Meza, and finally wrapping out the supplemental round and all of round one, Trevor Williams goes to Philadelphia. So that wraps that up. Let's get this draft done and be right back for the awards. And it is award season time. Remember, Cabrera and Posey took the MVP awards this year in real life, while David Price and R.A. Dickey got the Cy Youngs. And it was Mike Trout and Bryce Harper who picked up the Rookie of the Years. Our gold gloves in our run through would be Madison Bumgarner in the AL, Matt Wieters, Mitch Moreland, Ben Zobrist, Ryan Zimmerman, John Valentin, Vernon Wells, Angel Pagan, and Giancarlo Stanton. In the NL, it was Ben Sheets, Derek Norris, Todd Helton, Yunel Escobar, Placido Polanco, J.J. Hardy, Nick Swisher, Tony Gwynn Jr., proven much better this year than last year, and Matt Kemp out in right, who's having another stellar season. When did he fall off? No, he had a longer run than I realized. Okay, good for him. AL of the Year reliever goes to Jim Johnson, beating out Craig Kimbrell almost unanimously with his 42 saves and 109 ERA, while Rob Nin gets it, beating out Sean Marshall. Randy Choate, our reliever there, 6-0 with 8 saves, 1.76 ERA, did close. But Rob Nin, again as a setup man, 107 strikeouts to 11 walks, a 1.92 ERA, dominating. So lots of setup men getting there. Silver Sluggers go to Buster Posey, Mark Trumbo, Ben Zobrist, Miguel Cabrera, didn't get the Triple Crown, Troy Tulowitzki, Andrew McCutchen, Mike Trout, Giancarlo Stanton, and Jacoby Ellsbury. While in the NL, it was Lance Lynn, George Kataris, Joey Votto hitting .337 there, Robinson Cano, Chase Headley, Ian Desmond, Ryan Braun for us, Josh Hamilton, and Torrey Hunter. And it was Bryce Harper repeating history, getting the Rookie of the Year with 23 home runs and 69 RBI. But it was not Mike Trout because he came up a little too early last year. It was Todd Redmond with a 9-12 record, but a 3.17 ERA and 139 strikeouts. Cy Youngs go to Chris Medlin almost unanimously. He had, 10-1 with a save. Wow. And then just poof, gone. It's so sad. But he dominated here, 21-4. And then it was Strasburg almost unanimously as well, but Kershaw picks up 1. Nowhere is David Price to be found on this, or R.A. Dickey. It was the MVP going to David Wright, beating out Miguel Cabrera. He had that, led the league in WAR, on-base percentage, average, and hits. So well done, David Wright. And in the NL, it was Torrey Hunter. Wow. Torrey Hunter had 5-1 WAR, 16 home runs, 92 RBIs in real life. In this one, he had 27 home runs, 207 hits, 131 RBI, 341 average, and a 7.6 WAR. That is quite the difference. But that means it is time for us to dive into the offseason. So we will be back for the beginning of the 2013 season, as we have just 13 more seasons to go. But I do not think, especially now, we're going to catch the Yankees. But we shall see. We're going to have to get a heck of a run to be able to do that. It is time for opening day 2013. And we will see what this season has in store for us, as we're coming off of that lost World Series. And we're going to hopefully be able to come back and get back there again in real life in 2013. It was the Cardinals making the World Series, but losing to the Red Sox again, 4-2. The award winners were Miguel Cabrera winning another MVP after hitting .348 with 44 home runs. And in the National League, it was Andrew McCutchen who hit .317 with 21 home runs and over 400 on the on-base percentage. Scherzer won the Cy Young, while with Detroit going 21-3, and it was Kershaw winning his second Cy Young in 3 years. He had a 1.83 ERA and 230 strikeouts. The Rookie of the Years were for the Rays. It was Will Myers, and it was for the National League. It was Jose Fernandez out of Miami. So it's going to be interesting to see what will happen, who will show up, and where we are as we go into this season. We will have Alex Rios, Adrian Beltre, Nelson Cruz is our big bat that we added. David Ortiz, Yadier Molina, Colton Wong will be our second baseman now, who will make the defense better there. Sean Green and Jimmy Rollins, with our rotation being Adam Wainwright, Zach Greinke, Justin Verlander, Chris Sale, and Mark Burley. We have also added Francisco Rodriguez to the bullpen in a mid reliever role, as well as Gerardo Geraldo Guzman. We haven't made any other changes, so we're going to hopefully be able to do well with this team. More complete team again. It worked for us last year. We're going to hope so this year as well. In the Hall of Fame, it was Ken Griffey Jr. with 98.8% of the vote. Clemens made it, Pedro made it, and Jeff Bagwell made it all in their first year. Matt Williams just missing out. Dropped from the ballot. Dwight Gooden, Bruce Sutter, Galarraga's not going to make it. Lots of other people did not make it. Again, this has been a more selective Hall of Fame, I feel like. It's been a lot tougher for some of these guys to break into this hall. So we'll see how things go, but it will hopefully be with us being out on top, but it's going to be interesting to see what other records might fall, what names are going to rise. There's only one way to find out, so let's get to the All-Star break. Well, we are at the All-Star break. Close races all around. The Braves are leading the NL East. The Reds are a game up over us. The Rockies a game up over Arizona. And we are sitting 3 clear, while the Diamondbacks are just a game up over the Nationals for the wild card spots. Toronto's a game and a half up over the Rays. The White Sox a half game over the Tigers. The Mariners 2.5 over the Rangers. And the Tigers and Royals are sitting in the wild card spots. League leaders include Justin Turner hitting .338, Brandon Moss 33 home runs and 87 RBI. Jacoby Ellsbury has 29 stolen bases. Giancarlo Stanton with a 108.9 OPS, and Brandon Moss with a 5.8 batter WAR, while Jose Altuve put together a 32-game hitting streak. Dallas Braden has a 1.77 ERA, Ben McDonald with 13 wins, Matt Harvey 155 strikeouts, while Aroldis Chapman, Sergio Romo, and Koji Uehara all have 23 saves, but Johnny Cueto has a 3.8 pitcher WAR. In the NL, it's Hanley Ramirez hitting .327. Ortiz is close. Nelson Cruz, our new guy, is hitting 25 home runs to lead the league, while David Ortiz has 74 RBI. Jared Dyson has 32 stolen bases, but Ortiz has a .966 OPS, while Paul Goldschmidt leads the way with 4.9 batter WAR. Hitting streak, Jason Worth, 20-game hitting streak. Prince Fielder is currently on a 16-game hitting streak. Anibal Sanchez, 1.95 ERA, phenomenal. Jose Fernandez is at 2.1, definitely going to get that Rookie of the Year, I would imagine. Marco Estrada has 12 wins. Max Scherzer, 158 strikeouts. Mariano Rivera back up there with 28 saves. And King Felix Hernandez with a 4.5 pitcher WAR. When we take a look at the All-Star festivities, Hanley Ramirez beat Lucas Duda for the home run derby. And in the AL, the roster includes Johnny Cueto getting the start, Aroldis Chapman as well, Buster Posey at catcher, Pablo Sandoval at first, Cliff Pennington and Ben Zobrist in the infield, David Wright as well. The outfield includes Ryan Braun, Carlos Quentin, Mike Trout, and Giancarlo Stanton. Braun is injured for 5 months. Broken bone in the elbow. That is a shame after the massive season he had for us as well. In the NL, Greinke makes the team for us, but Kershaw gets a start at 6-9. But he's doing well. It's just team's not winning for him. Verlander also gets on the team. Rob Nin gets the relief role. Yadier Molina for us gets a start at catcher, hitting .306 with a 4 catcher WAR. And Paul Goldschmidt gets it first. Ortiz makes the team, though. Robinson Cano at second. Beltre gets the teams, but Evan Longoria gets the start at third, while Chipper Jones at 41. He retired in 2012, I think it was. Yes, 2012. And so Chipper's still going out there for the Dodgers. Well done, Chipper. Hanley Ramirez at short. Nelson Cruz, our new guy, getting the start in left. Adam Jones in center, and Jason Worth in right. So we have had, as you can see, a very good offense. Defense, not so much. The pitching's doing okay outside of the bullpen. So we'll see. I thought this would be better defense with Colton Wong being in there. Reggie Sanders is a good outfielder. I don't know. I thought we were going to be better than that. Jimmy Rollins is solid as well. Not the best, but granted, this is, compared to other teams, so maybe we're doing okay, but everybody's doing okay. I don't know. But we're in a fight for the wild card and the division. Hopefully we can get back to the World Series again, only this time come out on top. It's been over a decade now since we've won. It was 2000 was the last time, and we're running out of opportunities to try to put on a few more to catch the Yankees. So with that being said, let's get to the end of the season. Well, let's see how this season played out, and it ended up being a pretty good one for us as we were able to get in as the wild card team. Maine won, too, winning 94 games, only bested by our division rivals, the Reds. The Braves stormed the AL East by 11 games, and the Rockies beat the Diamondbacks by 5, so that put us up against the Diamondbacks in the wild card one-game playoff. The Blue Jays won against the Rays by 5 games. The Tigers held off the 2 wild card teams, with the Twins barely missing out, so the Royals and White Sox would play each other, and the Mariners 3 games up over the Rangers. When we take a look at the playoffs, we'll see things went pretty well for us for the most part. We were able to beat the Diamondbacks, beat our rivals, the Reds, in 5 games, but then got stomped by the Rockies 4-1 before they took out the Blue Jays 4-2. And so it was another win for the Rockies, picking up their second one, first since 2009. And we just got steamrolled by them. It turns out, interestingly enough, we were first in runs, 10th in runs against, while the Rockies, playing in Coors Field, 5th in runs, 2nd in runs against. But let's take a look at the league leaders here to wrap things up. Now, remember, this is where Cabrera and McCutchen won the MVP, Scherzer and Kershaw won the Cy Youngs, and Will Myers and Jose Fernandez won the Rookies of the Year. So Justin Turner, though, in the AL hit 341. Stanton had 48 home runs. Brandon Moss, 133 RBI. Jacoby Ellsbury with 59 stolen bases. Stanton with a 106.5 OPS. Brandon Moss had a 9.7 WAR. Altuve, 32-game hitting streak. Johnny Cueto with a 2.04 ERA. Chris Capuano with 19 wins. Matt Harvey, 266 strikeouts. Casey Jensen and Sergio Romo with 39 saves. And Cliff Lee with a 7-pitcher WAR. Yadier Molina picked up the batting title for us, hitting 320, besting teammate David Ortiz. Nelson Cruz, our new addition, hit 42 home runs and 111 RBI, while Jared Dyson had 43 stolen bases. Cruz had a 925 OPS. Gene Segura got a 7.2 batter WAR. Jason Worth had a 20-game hitting streak, and Jose Fernandez with a 1.63 ERA. Looks like that Rookie of the Year might be his. Marco Estrada and Adam Wainwright tied with 18 wins, while Fernandez had 249 strikeouts. Kenley Jansen with 45 saves bested Rivera, who has opted to stay for one more year with us. And Felix Hernandez, King Felix there with a 7.4 WAR. But Fernandez and Sanchez were right neck and neck behind him. So let's check out who won the awards. And then we'll get into the MLB player draft. And there's some big names in this draft, it looks like. All right, we're going to go to the major awards, and we will see the Gold Gloves went to Jose Quintana, Matt Wieters, Yonder Alonso, Alexi Ramirez, Brett Lawrie, Freddie Galvis, Desmond Jennings, Ryan Sweeney, and Austin Jackson. While in the NL, it was Odalis Perez, Rene Rivera, Todd Helton getting his, 9th one. Wow. Steve Lombardozzi. I do not know this name, but it's a beautiful name, Lombardozzi. Nick Punto, Juan Uribe, Brett Gardner, Carlos Gomez, and Marcel Ozuna in a good rookie campaign. Defensively, not so much offensively. Reliever of the year goes to Akinora Atsuka, beating out Koji Uehara. Atsuka had a 1.33 ERA and a 5-3 record with 9 saves. In the NL, it was Steve Cishek with 24 first-place votes. 1.29 ERA, 33 saves, 7-4 record, 83 strikeouts to 19 walks. Good, solid bullpen. We need to get him because we need some bullpen. Our bullpen was atrocious. The Silver Sluggers go to Buster Posey, Edwin Encarnacion, who had 45 home runs, Ben Zobrist at second, Miguel Cabrera, Starlin Castro, Raul Ibanez, Mike Trout, Stanton, and Carlos Quentin at the DH. In the NL, Zach Greinke hit 303 with 2 home runs and 2 stolen bases. What a year. Molina, David Ortiz, Robinson Cano, Adrian Beltre for us, our, 4th one. This is going back to like our 1940s teams. Hanley Ramirez, Nelson Cruz, Alex Rios. We had 6 Silver Sluggers. Fantastic. No wonder we were first in the league in runs scored. Rookie of the Year went to Nolan Arenado. What a solid season. No Gold Glove yet, though. In the NL, it was Jose Fernandez. So just like real life, he's able to capture another one. And the Cy Young went to Johnny Cueto in the AL with 201 strikeouts, a 2.04 ERA, and an 18-5 record. Well, it was Fernandez taking home the Cy Young as well as the Rookie of the Year with his dominating performances. Wainwright and Greinke got a few votes for us. MVP went to Stanton, barely beating out Brandon Moss by 3 points in one first-place vote. Moss had 47 home runs and 133 RBI, 290 average. Stanton hit 303, though. That's probably going to drop quite a bit. But our guy, Nelson Cruz, beating out his teammate, getting the MVP. Let's hope he keeps that up because we have a solid core for our offense. As you can see, because we ran the table on offense, and we got Rios, Nelson Cruz had 40 home runs, Beltre and Ortiz both were solid. Jimmy Rollins played well, but he will not be with us this next season. He has opted out of his contract, and he's too expensive for us to bring back. Let's take a look at the first-year player drafts. Aaron Judge, Luis Arraez, Devers, Abreu, Aaron Nola, Yandy Diaz, Trey Turner. Oh, forgot to add him. Ozzie Albies. There are some Gleyber Torres, J.D. Davis. So there are some names out there that we will not have a chance of getting because we are picking apparently nowhere. We signed somebody. No. That's what happened. But we do have 2 compensation picks ourselves. Disappointing that we had to give up our first-round pick, though. Ooh, that's going to hurt. Who does the mock draft have us finally taking? Tyler Collins and Ahmad Rosario. Ugh. Jack Flaherty's in this one, too. That would have been ours. Brandon Woodruff, Carlos Rodon. We are going to miss out on all these players. All right, well, let's see who goes first. I'm going to guess Judge. And here comes the Judge going to the A's. Jose Abreu to the Padres, Aaron Nola to the Giants, Brandon Woodruff to the Brewers, Schwarber to the Dodgers, Yandy Diaz to Miami, Alcantara to the Phillies, Jack Flaherty to the Red Sox, Carlos Rodon to the Nationals, and all these great players are just going off the board. Rafael Devers to the Orioles, Julio Urias to the Astros, Luis Arias to the Yankees, Albies to the Yankees. Wow. Chapman to the Pirates, Trey Turner to Cleveland, Jonathan Holder to the Cubs, Masahiro Tanaka to the Angels, Jonathan Loisiga, sorry about that, to the Rangers, Justin Steele to the Diamondbacks, Jordan Montgomery to the Diamondbacks, Ramon Laureano to the Royals, J.D. Davis to the White Sox, Gleyber Torres to the Blue Jays, Alex Vertigo to the Rockies, Eloy Jimenez to the Braves, Brian Abreu to the Reds. We're in the supplemental picks at least. Brett Martin to the Giants, Spencer Turnbull to the Brewers, Lane Thomas to the Phillies, Ryan Yarbrough to the Rangers. The Diamondbacks get Michael Conforto, and Rhys Hoskins to the Rays. I saw him sitting there. I was hoping we'd get lucky. Eric Swanson to the Twins, and Sean Manaea to the Royals. Oh, they say we should take Ryan Stanek. Stanek. I mean, we could use the bullpen help, but not that bad. What about Willie Castro? Maybe. Diaz? Nah. Yeah, there's not a lot. Oh, here we go. Luis Ringifo. Nah, not Sergio. Well, let's maybe. Wow. Diaz is a maybe. What do we have for pitchers? Luke Weaver? Logan Webb. There we go. That's our guy. Now we can go after a hitter. Yeah, he's only got 1 year. That 1 year. I think Alex Guerrero. No, not Alex Guerrero. Luis Ringifo. Let's go with him. And then that wraps up the first round. So we will call it on that one. I will wrap up this draft and wrap up this episode here, though. So we'll be back for the 2014-15 season on the next episode. We are down to our final 12 seasons. I'm still stuck at 23 World Series. Not looking like we're going to catch the Yankees in their 27. We're running out of time. Got to get 4 out of 12, and it's been 13 years since our last one, so I don't know if we're going to get there or not. But we've got a core. We've got a great pitching rotation here with Wainwright, Greinke, Verlander, and Sale. We got Rodriguez. No, he's going to be gone. We got Rivera. We have Yachty, Ortiz, Colton Wong, Adrian Beltre, Nelson Cruz. I mean, we've got a core, so we'll see what we can do in the free agency market and trades to see if we can make longer. But it's interesting to see how things are playing out and some of the records we're seeing fall. So come back. We've got only 6 episodes left to wrap up those last 12. So I want to thank you all for joining me now, and we will catch you on the next one.